welcome one and all to Cap Club Bar with today's iteration of the Cap Club podcast. I'm Digital Bacon. Joining me, as always, is Chewie back
Yo, yo, yo.
and Flex Bunny. Bunny, how are we feeling this week, dude? It's another week. We're pretty hyped, right?
We're pretty hyped. We got some good topics.
Ooh,
I
okay.
feel like it's finally happening. Bunny's movie part.
Oh, from
Might
last
happen
time.
This podcast, we will never know. We'll see.
I'm hyped. I'm
Yeah.
hyped.
I mean, everyone's hyped. Everyone is hyped.
Everyone in the chat,
That'd
all
be
the
great.
Flex fans, they're all
All the
hyped,
Flex
dude. All the Flex fans.
The Chew fans.
The Chew
The
fans.
bacon memers.
The
they're
Bacon
all
Boys.
Here, you know?
The Bacon Boys.
Come
Yeah,
on,
dude, the Bacon Boys.
I
We'll
don't
use
know,
that
man.
alliteration. So,
The Bacon
straight
Boys,
up
man.
for everyone today, Chew, you are the one playing the
Yeah,
game.
dude.
You are playing the new Monster Hunter Rise. and
Hell yeah.
I played the demo of you way back, and you know what? It's a pretty poggers game, as the kids say, right?
It is, dude. I mean, I bought the game, I think, yesterday, so I'm still quite a noob. For everyone watching, I'm not professional yet. So, take it easy on me, please. Thank you. I'm gonna try to do a level 3 boss this time, just for the viewers, dude. See if it goes well or not. Oh, look at it, few missions. But yeah, I mean, if you look at the reviews on like Metacritic and stuff, this game has gotten the highest player reviews yet, 9.2. And it sold 5 million copies in a week, dude. Which is saying something about the game, because most games don't even reach 5 million, if you think about it.
That's
pretty,
big.
pretty epic, yeah, pretty epic, dude.
So, straight up, I think that's so weird because these days, to me, 5 million isn't hype at all. That just seems very normal.
Oh, but the first week, dude, in the first week.
Okay, so in the first week, that is
Yeah.
pretty good.
That's
Like,
even big.
that's
good.
Call of Duty levels, and I think that's where the hype has gone away from that, is because I'm so used to seeing, you know, Call of Duty top in the charts, you know, Battlefield, FIFA, all of those, where 5 million in the first week is normal for those, like, series games. The same with Assassin's Creed, right? But Monster Hunter is in a weird area because it's such a, I want to say, distinctively Japanese game. Like, when you
Yeah.
look at the art here right now, and the theming of it all, give it 10 years back, and most publishers, especially, you know, it's Monster Hunter is Capcom, right? Or is it Bandai
it's-
Namco or Konami? I think it's Capcom.
I think it's Capcom, yeah.
It's Capcom, yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you're saying about it being, like, Japanese style, but that's just this game, because Worlds was more themed around the US and Europe.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also, like, the big reason why Amazon got big in the first place, because they changed a lot of things to appeal to the other audiences of the world. Because in Japan it's always going to sell well. You've got people like Monster Hunter in Japan, but now it's also growing in the rest of the world. Which is epic, dude, because this is actually a good developer who makes good games, so I'm done for it, dude. As the little cats are fighting a bug, okay, can I run it?
I guess as well, with because Worlds was the interesting one, because that was, you know, I'm pretty sure the first Monster Hunter still was back on PS2. If it's not, sorry, I'm not a massive follower of the series. But this was like their return to home consoles with Monster Hunter World, with it being on the PS4, the Xbox, and the PC, weren't it? And PC a little bit late. But here, like, Rise is a Switch exclusive, which is quite crazy that
Yeah.
Nintendo's gone for that. But beforehand, they were all handheld, so they're sort of moving into a completely different market in its own ways, right? So going Westerner on, like, Western focused on World makes sense. And here with Rise, I think it's like they're trying to run this as an experiment, aren't they? Like, whether very like anime focused characters, like whenever you look at anything on this, it feels quite anime in its own right. Like, whether that does appeal, and I think they've hit the right balance between the two, because you look at this and you can see a lot of those anime influences,
Yeah,
but
sure.
it's still not way over the top to detract some people that don't like that.
Yeah. I think they did a nice middle ground with it, because, like I said, it is anime style, but it's not as bad, because, like, it's not, I think, supposed to be that anime, you know, it's about killing big monsters, which the big factor why people play anyways, to kill big monsters, so, like, it's still a realistic game, with the way it looks, you know, so I feel like they hit the mark on this game, especially because it has, like, more charm to it, because it's not just, because I've heard about the worlds that it's kind of hard to get into, because the story isn't good in itself already, and it's kind of a weird theming of where they really are, and this game is, like, it's obviously they're in, like, Japan or something, you know, just a bit easier to understand what the game, like, what style they're going for in this one.
And the interesting part to me, when just from looking at gameplay of this, it seems like they focused a little bit more on single player, whereas World it seemed like you had to play with friends. Here with Rise, it feels like by adding the 2 pet companions, because they've just added dogs, haven't they?
Mm-hmm.
That it makes it a lot more accessible for a single player experience. Because beforehand, if you were playing single player, you were just at a disadvantage.
Yeah. I mean, for sure. But then again, this is the story mode, so story mode is meant to be single player, and there's also a hub mode, which is, even though the monsters are the same, it's still way harder to kill and takes way longer to do than single player. So, like, I know where you're coming from. It's also this game mode I'm playing right now for the podcast. Look at the damage, dude. Big damage. Professional gamer, as you can tell.
And I think we've seen a big change up in like games trying to focus on, instead just gameplay, into stories and such. And Bunny, I'm wondering here with you, buddy, because you've always been like, you know, the multiplayer man, right?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
So I've got to ask, like, games that are more multiplayer focused, like, you know, we talked about Ark last time round. If they went and tried to be more story focused, how would you feel about that?
Well, if they stay multiplayer, it's all right. I mean, if you have a multiplayer with a really good story, it only makes the game better. Like multiplayer is just, it's fun, and I like single player games. Don't get me wrong, but multiplayer is, you get everything from multiplayer. You can play with your friends. You can make weird, you know, you get some weird things that happen along the way, because when you're alone, of course things happen, but most of the times a lot of people have those things, because a single player game is pretty much just driven on the story you follow. And of course it depends on the game you're playing, because if you're playing an open world game, you will probably have some experiences that other people don't, but you know, it stays single player, so people have the same experience. Multiplayer, you can do whatever you want normally most of the time, you know, and if they just bring story into that, good story, I'm all for it, man. Just makes it a lot better.
I mean, like, do you want it to be multiplayer like Dying Light with 24 people, like an actual world with other people like Rust that having a story? Like, would you mind Rust having a story?
I mean, oh no, not at all. I mean, I'm pretty sure Rust even is going for that, for a story.
Yeah?
Like, they're trying to build up some backstory to why you got on the island and things like that, and why there are buildings, and you know, they're trying to go for that.
Okay.
So no, I'm all for it. I mean, as you said, Dying Light with 24 players though, seems a bit.
I mean,
a bit too insane.
I mean, you can't do Dying Light because it's not really, not really a survival game. It's just a story game, mainly.
Yeah.
You know, so you can't really do the Dying Light. I'm just saying, like, would you prefer it being like a small, like, co-op game with your friends, or like an actual open world survival game like Rust? You know, there's a lot more coming to it too. And like, apparently you don't mind, so.
No, I don't mind at all. Just I go for everything.
Okay. Good to know.
But you say about them trying to be like purpose while you're on the island of Rust and such.
Yeah.
But is that really story, or is that just lore?
I
like
guess
more
it's lore, but
backstory, if
I wouldn't be
anything.
surprised if like events start to happen eventually with like story based. So that's more of the thing I'm aiming towards.
Because for me, that's always a bit of a weird line. Like, a world can have story and lore to it, but the game can just be completely sort of lacking of it. It's like you make your own story. And
I feel like that's
quite different.
probably. Yeah, I feel like that's probably what Rust is going for, but I wouldn't be surprised eventually if you get some things that, you know, end up being a bit of story, but, you know, at the moment, yes, it's pretty much just lore. It's not story.
I mean, it's funny because Ark also has a lot of story in the game itself. Ark, because Ark also has bosses, which I don't think Rust has any bosses in particular. Like, yeah, you do have AI, but not really bosses. But in Ark, you have actual bosses and actual like pieces of lore you can find around the map of certain people that actually make you learn more about the game. There's an actual final boss you can beat to know about why you even invented in the first place. So there are this kind of game with story, but it's not the primary feature of the game. Because people not really playing it for the story. Like, it's fun to have, you know. Same with CFT is also like a story game, but normally anyone cares about the story that bad. Like, played once, then done with it usually, you know. Like you did, dude. You only played one of the stories anyways. Only the first one.
Yeah, that's true.
So is it more a case that story works well in multiplayer settings for people that need direction? You know, want an objective to, instead of just... Because take Sea of Thieves, for example.
Mhm.
That can be so daunting if you're a first-time player, either on your own or as a group. That could just be an incredibly daunting experience of you're given this whole world, what do you do with it? Because you've got to sort of go out and you just go, I want to do this today with Sea of Thieves. But
Yeah.
having the story there actually gives you a taste of the different type of actions, the different type of quests or
Mhm.
missions you can get, whatever you want to call them. And then from there you can go, oh, I enjoyed doing this. I'm going to go to the Gold Hoarders, for example, and do it again. Just with a bit different flavor because it's on a different island, all of that.
Yeah.
So in that sense, the story works, but it feels like the story crafting to Sea of Thieves has been done in such a way that it's not been pushed in your face,
Mhm.
right? Because you've got to go out
No, it
and
isn't.
find the books and such, don't you?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, very much.
the story wasn't even destined to start. It was like an update after like a year, the university update. So it was never the main focus. It was just, I guess, an extra thing to do. Which, like, I don't mind having extra things in there as long as it's not making it too complicated, you know. As long as it's still foreseeable what's going on, what stuff you can do. I don't think it's bad having a story in there. I just don't think it's gonna work with like being the primary thing in an open world game with other people, you know. Like it's just
No, definitely.
it's hard to tell a story when there's, like Bunny said, so much random shit going on with games like Rust and Ark. It's not the same.
So story definitely is more like a downtime activity then.
Yeah.
It's something for you to feel, not the quiet as such, but the in between the action when you're just there, sort of chilling with your friends, chatting. You can
Yeah.
fill it with.
I mean, I
just,
guess
"Oh, this is
Sea of
why
Thieves
we're doing
actually
this."
did it amazing. I mean, they just said here you get some missions. These missions are story. And you can do them if you want, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
You can do everything you want in the game still, but like there is story. You can do it, and it isn't forcing you at all because you actually have to go to its a point in the map and then vote for it to actually enable the story. So I guess they did it perfectly fine in an open world.
Yeah. I mean, do agree with Bunny. I feel like you shouldn't force anyone to play the story in such a
Of course
game.
not.
Like it should be something you want to do yourself. Because I feel like stories in those games are kind of tedious most of the time. Like, because it's not an actual story. Like you don't have any cutscenes, you know. So it's just hard to get involved in the game. And like even with a game like Red Dead Redemption Online, I played with Bunny. Like that game is heavily story focused, you know, and the world is not like you just have set missions you can do. And usually the stories are good in those kind of games, I guess. Like they're just extra story. But in Red Dead Redemption 2 Online, for some reason there were no cutscenes for people in the party except for the leader itself. So, like, that's also just really dumb
I
because
wouldn't be surprised if that also was a bug though. But I mean, yeah,
Could
it
be,
was,
but-
it was very bad.
it was really bad because I would play with Bunny dude, but like only he would know what was going on in the story, and I would just see my own character the whole time, which is a meme character. Because no, it's an online game, so I'll go for meme characters all the time. So I just didn't get involved in the story at all, and I was just bored after the first mission because I'm not really playing anything. I'm just doing missions again.
So for that then, with just taking the cutscenes, does that just feel like laziness to you guys? Where it's like instead of programming it to be on everyone getting their own thing, they just programmed it so whoever is the host gets it, and then everyone else like
Yeah, but well,
whatever.
in Red Dead Online it was really bad program because there normally, if you do a mission in like an open world game, story-wise, more people get it. If I activate it, choose in my party, he will also, get the completionist
Yeah.
thing in the game. But here, it was that bad that if I did it, it would
I
go
got nothing.
off my map. I would have completed it, but he would still have it on the map. And
Yeah.
it didn't even progress. So if we went to mission 2, he wouldn't get mission 2 on his map. No, mission 1 was still there, and he had to do that to progress the story. So I'm pretty sure at the end, I pretty much got, a bonus because I did all the stories. And he was just there like, hey man, I was there along the ride.
Let's do it again. It's for me this time. Like for some reason in Red Dead they went for everyone to do it separately, but in GTA, same developers, like it's way better done because everyone gets a cutscene and everyone gets progress at the same time. So I don't know why they did it, but it's such a weird feature to me.
Story-wise
That is
as
very
well, when GTA Online, not GTA Online, Red Dead Online first dropped, the first story was, wow, I don't really know if you can call it a story, but hey man, it was missions I guess with a cutscene. But the second one, with like an expansion pack they did of like Moonshiners, it was a quite alright story, there was a bit of actual thought in it, instead of just being like, hey, you go here and do some shit, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, when you think of GTA didn't really start getting any story or anything until the heists and all of that. Like, and that was a year into the online.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm pretty
So-
sure they didn't even. Heists weren't even a thing at the beginning. So yeah, you're
Mm.
right. I mean,
So-
it wasn't even a story. Yeah.
Is it just the case then? Because you gotta think, putting work into these online and try and like update them, put those free updates out, just it's going to cost money because you gotta focus on it. So is it just a case of GTA is so big that it makes more sense to put effort into GTA instead of Red Dead? And so Red Dead has just sort of been left to die because they put out what they promised and what feels like 60 quid of game. So, but GTA, where it makes more money, has a better install base. The developers have just gone, you know what? Let's not worry about Red Dead anymore. Let's just keep churning out stuff for GTA 5 because they've already announced, I think, twice that like it's going to be the final DLC for GTA 5, and then they come out with the casino update or more racing and all of that. Because why would you stop it? They continuously keep throwing it on like the Game Pass now, Epic Launcher for free and all of that to get more players in. I'm not sure whether they're really selling that many shark cards because that's how they've got to be making their money, right? It's just people buying, like dropping 10 quid to get
to buy the
money
shark
in
cards.
game.
But I mean, at the end of the day, the player base of of Red Dead Online was huge when it got launched on PC. It was actually huge. I wouldn't be surprised if they just kept updating it and give good updates. They would have made, well, I wouldn't say as much, but also a very good amount of money with like buying gold or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the moment they're just releasing season pass, and well, I still get pop-ups on YouTube sometimes, like of these Red Dead Online YouTubers who do like these polls where they're like, oh, what did you think about the season pass this time? And no one likes them. So if you just put effort into it, story based and everything, actually update it, give new content and things like that, they would have probably made a lot of money. But hey, they were like, hey, GTA Online is a free gold mine, so we might as well just keep that going.
I mean, don't forget, GTA is still the most sold game every year, I'm pretty sure. So, like, might not be selling this shortcut, but the game itself sells like crazy. Yeah, I do agree with Barney.
They
it's
released
weird.
it for GTA 5 for the PS5 again. That was great.
Yeah.
Best announcement ever.
I'm just waiting for the Switch announcement, dude.
GTA
that on Switch.
I wouldn't be surprised if that actually comes.
Dude, I would be surprised, dude, because it would be crazy if
It
it's on the
should
Switch.
be possible. Because the Switch is basically as powerful as a PS3, right? And GTA 5 was first launched on the PS3 and the Xbox 360.
Yeah, but that would mean they have to like do the old GTA 5 though, and because they actually have like a new gen GTA 5 that completely changes everything. So they would have to release the old one, and I don't know if that's really a thing they would do.
No, I mean, it's not worth it. Like,
I
clearly-
don't know. Money talks,
well,
If
but
they
like,
were to
the
make
new
profit
gen
out of
actually
it, they
added
would
new
do it.
content and things like that. Because when new gen GTA got released, they actually added neon lights
That's
to
fair.
cars and things like that. And I doubt that they will be like, hey, here's the old one where you can pretty much just do the single player and not even edit your cars. Really
So,
cool.
question to that: if you're still playing on the PS3 version of GTA, can you play with the modern gamers?
No, there's actually old gen servers.
So yeah, that would be your problem then. Is you probably wouldn't be able to connect to the new gen, so why do it? Unless you were to just, heavy focus on the PS3 version and do it as a story-only version of the game, which probably isn't worth it at that
I
point.
mean,
right?
there was
because it's only going to
GTA
be
Online.
bad publicity.
There was GTA Online for the PS3 and like the Xbox 360. It was just like
Mhm.
when the next gen came out, pretty much everyone left, and Rockstar didn't give a flying shit about it anymore. And those servers are hackers, and hackers. You
I
join
mean-
one lobby and you just get 10 mil.
I mean-
Easy.
that just kind of remind me of Fall Guys when they added a server just for hackers, where they all just played against each other without ever disturbing another player. Like, that's good because no one cares what they're doing as long as they're hacking against each other. Hackers versus hackers. I don't care, dude. As long as it's not ruining my gameplay, it's fine with me. go all you
Another
want.
thing that that's interested me as well is because I've seen very often Red Dead 2 Online is just you can buy the online only.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, it's
For
a
like
single.
£4.
Yeah, yeah, it's like
It's
a
nothing.
standalone thing.
Well,
now.
it's more now, dude. It was working
Well,
for a little
it's
bit,
20,
but
it's
yeah,
20
it's 20 now. Like it was only 5 for I think the first month or first 3 months, but now it's actually a little bit more expensive, dude.
I
So-
think I've seen it
Yeah.
on sale as well.
It
I mean,
might
the
be on
5
sale.
it's going
was.
back
I
down
would
to
say
that
the
£5.
5 was worth it.
Yeah, it was a really good deal for
But-
5, of
Oh
course.
yeah.
I mean, there was still not enough content. Like, if you're gonna buy it for 20, you're gonna be very disappointed.
Mm.
Well, I feel like it's gonna be fun, but it's like you said, there's no
Yeah, of
real
course.
content to it. Like at some point, it's kind of like old school Sea of Thieves. You're just gonna do the same thing over and over again. There's nothing to do anymore. And even though the world
Yeah,
is
but-
cool
yeah.
and stuff, but there's nothing to it. Which is why like single players are better because you actually have to do something in the world. But once you beat the story, for me at least, it's like I don't have a point to play anymore. You know?
Because I grinded online when it first came out. Like,
I remember.
legit grinded. And this is to the point where I could say I wouldn't be surprised if I was top 100 with level, because I joined every lobby in that game and I was always the highest level.
No flex, okay.
And,
Flex money.
You know, at the point I just didn't have content. I couldn't do anything. Like, what do you want me to do? The mission that I'm already level 24, I have everything I want. It just got to that point, and they even like it's really bad getting money in that game, and they removed pretty much the sole thing how everyone got their money. They changed that entire thing up. So yeah, well, they pretty much killed the game as well for people who actually liked playing it.
No
So
way.
that's another problem as well, is because if you have a single player game, you just do, new game plus, don't you? You reset back to the start with some extra benefits, perks, a harder challenge, whatever. But with a multiplayer game like Red Dead Online with GTA, you can't do that. It's just a continuous grind, and then it's just doing the same
Yeah,
thing
I guess
over
you can make a
and
new
over,
character and then
but
start
without-
over again. But yeah.
Yeah, but
nothing
without
new.
any benefits to do that or any real progression, because, like you said, you could just start all over again with a new
Yeah,
account.
but
then
it
you've
would
probably
just be the
got
same
buy
content
a
you
new
already did.
version, don't you? You've got to buy another copy of it.
No. You could probably just start a new character, like just like GTA Online. You can make
Oh,
a new
true,
character,
you can, yeah.
but it's just gonna be the same. So I mean, what, you're gonna do everything you just did over again with like just from the start? I mean, I don't really see a point in that. But
I mean, there are people who do it. I mean,
yeah,
people
of
want-
course there are people who always like to do
We
it, but
are-
I don't really see a point in that.
we are also doing it on CFTs just because we want that stupid gold holder curse, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which I
yeah.
still think it's a bad way to give a reward because no one wants to play the story 5 times because the story
Yeah,
is not that
yeah.
interesting.
It's a really boring story, and yeah. I mean, it was alright the first time, but I mean, doing
Yeah.
it 5 times, come on, man, it's a bit much.
I mean, the puzzles aren't really that difficult anyways. I usually the same puzzles anyways, you know. So it's not like you're doing anything new. You're just doing the same thing but different.
Some of them just take too long, man. You have to go across the entire map, and you're like, well, that was a day well spent.
Well, at least they're not give you gold, dude. They used to give you nothing when you completed the thing. So
That's
at least you get gold out of it nowadays. So they're learning, dude.
But-
making progress.
When it comes to trying to find the value in games, right? I always look at like £1 an hour is worth it.
Like a
Yeah,
movie.
of
So-
course.
Which can, wiggle both ways, because one of my favorite games of all time, you could
Snowboarding?
say,
I'll just go back to it, dude.
oh, cheeky. But like, just take City Skylines. I'm playing it now. I can look it up. I've got over 300 hours in that game, and I bought it. I want to say it was a humble bundle pack for like 20 quid. So definitely, I have made my money back on that. Rocket League as well. I do my job off it. Easily money back.
Not
on
worth it. Not worth it, dude.
Yeah, not worth it at all,
you
dude.
make a living out of it. Not worth it, man. Come on, man. You know how it works.
So like that's easy for me to justify, but what if you've got, say, a very short story game, one of like the pick your choice is I'm trying to just look through the name is killing me right now. I'm going through my Steam list to quickly find it.
Just describe it then. Maybe you know. Just describe the game, dude. What's it about?
The girl that can rewind time. Life is Strange. Thank you.
That was strange.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Quantum
sorry.
Break.
The Quantum Break as well works,
Yeah,
but
Quantum Break
they're
as well.
like 10 hours max.
Yeah,
And
Quantum
that's if
Break
you're
was quite short.
hunting. Yeah, if you're hunting down all the like little Easter eggs and side stuff, you know. But are they worth 30 quid? And that's
Well-
generally on the cheaper side of things, you know. I'm saying when they first release, not counting in sale because that can be a little bit harder to like, you know, for us to quantify because Life is Strange right now you can pick up on sale for a £5 and shout out.
Yeah, well,
buy it
we
on
can
a
take another
£5,
game.
but-
I mean, Miles Morales, PS5.
Yep.
That game is so extremely short, and it's the full 60. You'll play the full 60, but it's I did it. I fully 100% it in 30 hours.
Ooh, flexing it up
Does
again, dude?
that include the
Yeah, everything,
original
everything.
PS4 Spider-Man as
No,
well?
no. It's just
Miles
It's-
Morales.
So it's a standalone game then.
Yeah, it's just Miles Morales, and I got it 100%. Like everything, you know, the small things, the extra missions. 30 hours. I was like, okay, well, that's it. Was fun.
Well, I kind of feel like you have to think about the experience, because look at Undertale, also a really short game. That's one of the games you adored a lot, Bunny. And
yeah,
like,
but I also got at least 60 hours.
yeah,
in
well,
it.
for me, like, I only did one playthrough, because I didn't care enough to do it multiple times. But I do think it was more money, because the experience was good, you know. It's like a
Yeah,
movie,
definitely.
you
Yeah.
pay for the experience, and a movie is probably usually not worth it. Which also I, you know, things like Netflix and stuff and Disney Plus are more hype right now, because they're releasing the movies on there, because it's easier. Like you pay for the whole service, not just one movie. So I feel like it kind of depends on what kind of game it is. Because if it's a story game,
Yeah, of course.
you pay for the story, not really the amount of gameplay.
No, but it's just more like with Miles Morales, you can compare it to the original Spider-Man
Yeah.
game that got released for PS4, and that was, I mean, completing that fully 100% with the story as well. I mean, you would get your money back from that 60. But this was just like a lot of people were online. They were like, "Hey man, we love it because it's actually a cool story, and he's more of an interesting character." But this was very short.
And I think the main problem was with the price tag. People were expecting the original Spider-Man game, but you know, with PS5 upgrades, whatever, and Miles Morales, and no one would have complained
Yeah.
then, right?
Probably not, because the remaster, yeah, as you said, the remaster for the PS5 got sold separately. You have to buy that again.
Mm-hmm.
If they would be like, hey, you get Miles Morales, and if you buy that, you get the remake as well for the PS5, I don't think people would have complained as much.
No way, because they could take it to PS1. Like
So
there's a
I
win
think
for every
that's
time.
just where, like, then, and definitely if you had both, no one would complain. Even if you had already played the original Spider-Man PS4.
Nah,
or
but
at
like
least wanted it
the
for-
thing was actually like
yeah.
gameplay-wise, I really loved Miles Morales. It was way better, but it was so short. Like I was done with it. I was like, well, yeah, what now? I guess I can new game plus, but you only get 3 new things, like
What?
3 upgrades that you could do, and I was like, well, that's not really worth it, I guess.
Is it not any harder in New Game Plus? Usually it's harder.
Just a bit harder, but like there was, I looked through the things that you got extra, and it was like 1 outfit and then an upgrade on every tier. I like 3 you know, the thing.
Yeah.
I was like, well, doing that all over again, you know, no.
I
And
mean-
it doesn't even reset the small missions. It would just reset the story, and that's it.
I feel like it kind of depends on how good the game is for you, because some games I would like New Game Plus if I enjoy the game the whole way throughout, you know. Like example for me would be Shovel Knight, which I already played once before on the podcast, which I easily got money out of it. I got it for, I bought it once, and the way they did it is back in the day, because I didn't want to charge people for DLC, you know, because part of their Kickstarter campaign. So I bought it once on the Wii U, and since then I got every DLC for free. Doesn't matter where I got the DLC for free. But that game I got probably over 200 hours on, just because I think the game is good enough to keep playing over and over again, including the New Game Plus. Just because I thought it was fun, and having a challenging way of that game is just a win for me. So I feel like it depends.
So,
The game is good, pretty much.
I'd say New Game Plus, for me anyway, only works if you've got like a way to have character progressions that you can have different builds, or optional story in the sense of like, you know, you can have branching story and all of that. So you have a good ending, a bad ending, all of that sort of stuff. That gives me a reason to want to play it again. Just because you've got, like you were saying with Miles Morales, just 1 or 2 extra abilities, a new suit, that doesn't seem like enough to actually want
No, not at all.
playing a second time. Your New Game Plus will be if you go back and play it in 3 years' time, 4 years' time, she's like, oh, I want to do that again. it was a
pretty
short
much.
game, you know, like what, 10 hours, I think. So
Yeah, I guess, yeah, 10 hours, 15
so
hours, that's it.
you can be there like, you know what, I'm gonna whack this out over 2 weeks. You know, not really stress it, but I want to play that again. So you do the new game plus then, but at that point, you're not playing it for the new game plus. You're just playing it because you want to experience the story again. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
new game plus is pointless to most degrees.
Right, dude. I have a
Well, it
question,
goes
dude.
to Tsushima, though. I mean, that has New Game Plus, and I looked at the content, I was like, well, I might actually, like, instantly go for New Game Plus after, I mean, I still have to get to it, but I would actually, I probably will go for it.
What does it add though to it? New Game Plus.
An entire new shop, like with items-wise, it will
Okay.
add. The game is going to be way harder, and it has different endings, so you could also go for the different endings.
Yeah, okay. That's good. Like, the I'm wondering, like, would you prefer a short game or a long game that's too long, dude? Because I feel like game that's too long is usually worse than a short game. Because a short game can still be powerful and be good, and a long game, you might not even finish the game. Just look at Witcher 3. Because the majority of people
Yeah.
never finished that game because it was too long.
I mean, Ghost was pretty long, but
Mhm.
it was actually good. Like, I think it was just mid. I would say like short, mid with long, because Assassin's Creed, Valhalla, yeah, that's the new one.
Yeah.
That was, oh man, that was long, and you had to do so much to get to the end. I normally always finish Assassin's Creed games, but this one I
Mhm.
couldn't do it. I was like, nah, no way, dude. I've done so much already. I'm not even close to being at the end. I was like, this
Yeah.
is alright. I'll just skip it.
I mean, I feel like the problem also was the whole I was doing this for grind. It wasn't really about the story.
It was so much of a grind.
You're
because
just doing the
you
same
had to-
stuff.
Yeah, you had to like find out where some of the bosses were, like the story-wise, and
Mhm.
you would just have to go around the area, you know, finding tips. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna do that for like the ending. You know, be my guest, but it takes
Did-
too long, dude.
Didn't your game also crash or, at a bug where you couldn't
Nah,
kill a
I
boss?
mean, my game was also very buggy. 'Cause I just the sound was
Typical,
it
dude.
sounded like it was on a toaster, dude.
Sounds like your average Assassin's Creed game. That's a bit
Yeah, pretty
buggy.
much.
I think that's why I turned away from Assassin's Creed so much, was just because I was done with them. What is it? Assassin's Creed Syndicate, you know, the one that takes place in London, which a lot of people love because the atmosphere and theme into it all. I
Mhm.
could
It's quite
not
alright,
play.
but
I
it
just
was-
could not
yeah.
stand it.
No, I understand.
Like,
I'll
to
really like
this day,
Origins.
it's still broken.
I mean, I feel like the most important thing about games should be gameplay itself and not graphics, you know. Which I also think a game like Monster Hunter Rise is not gonna ever look as good as Monster Hunter World, for example, which was the one released on PS4 and PC, and a lot of PS4 Andies, I guess you could say, who are really mad that this game is not coming out on PS4 or PS5, even though it's not confirmed yet. Like, they might still release it after a year. Like, no one knows yet, of course. Like, it's a good selling game. I don't see why they wouldn't bring it over. But there's
Didn't Rise get leaked that it's on a timed exclusivity?
well,
or something
it's
like
going to Steam. I think. I think it's going to Steam at least.
that? Yeah.
And I know Stories 2 is going to Steam, so I think this game as well. But still, like, those people are mad because the game looks bad, you know. And the majority of people who play this game, they all agree this game is better than Worlds because it's more fluent. There are more combos, and it just like it's way faster than it was in Worlds. So judging a game by how it looks is just dumb. I mean, just look at Undertale. That game doesn't look good at all. That game is loved by so many people. One of the best games to love people
So-
ever.
Stay on this screen, Chew, just for a moment.
Okay.
Don't go forward. Because I'm just gonna say, like, straight up, looking at this girl in front, who I want to say, just from playing the demo, she was the one that was singing whatever elf
Yeah.
girl this is. She's probably a main character in the story. I don't know, not played it. She to me looks perfectly fine. You can understand going to PC, they would
Mhm.
just up the resolution on her textures because you can see they're quite muddied.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, they're quite blurry. Another thing to point out is the little, like, whatever arts and crafts stuff she's doing to the side.
Mm-hmm.
They
They're
look
blocky.
very janky and blocky, yeah.
Yeah.
So I would hope that you would up the models, you know, for a PC version.
Oh, of course.
But yeah,
I mean,
Like-
just look at the rocks and stuff behind her. Like, it doesn't look perfect, but you're not gonna see it
Yeah.
when you're fighting a boss. You know, you're not gonna look at that
Mhm.
detail. I mean, if you look at my own character, like, it doesn't look good either, dude. Like, his beard doesn't look that good and stuff. Oh, there's
Yeah.
a dog ass on my screen. Like,
but
it looks way better on Worlds,
nonetheless,
but
it's still charming. That's it. It works still. because it's got to be a case of the modeling's good, but it's just the resolution of the textures. That's where they've gone back on it. So the world feels good around you, and like you look at the ground there, and you can see it's just a flat floor, and it's just textured over it, but the resolution's quite low. But you get the idea of what you want there, and it looks nice. It's more the theming and how you do it. It's why, look at Mario, for example. Odyssey is a beautiful game, but it is nowhere as technically complex as Cyberpunk. But if
Yeah,
you
there's
told
way
me
more,
the
dude.
game looks nicer, I think I would
That's,
probably lean in the favor than Mario. Like Cyberpunk looks good, but it can have some real janky areas. Mario, however, is
I mean,
just
I don't
so
think really
solid.
that's graphic based, dude. That's more the bugs that.
I mean, it's also hard because if you're gonna recreate a human being, you know, like actually trying to make it one-on-one, you're gonna see more flaws into it than Mario, because Mario is not realistic, you know. So
Exactly.
you're not gonna see
That's
the same
what
flaws.
I'm saying. So it comes down to the art style, which makes it, because like you're saying, Cyberpunk isn't beautiful because of the bugs. It is very beautiful. Like there's a whole
No.
subreddit.
The bugs are bad. No, the game looks great, especially because I have a pretty decent GPU, so
I'm
I
not
can set it very
reflexing.
high. Chill, bro. I'm not gonna flex, alright? I'm just trying to, edit and read my settings. But it looked, wow. Probably the best graphical game I've ever seen.
I mean, if you look at this cutscene or the world I'm wanna run around in, it doesn't look bad to you guys, does it? When you run around.
No.
No. See,
I absolutely I love the like old timey film filter they've got going over this. It's really nice.
I mean, like this world, like of course, like I said, it doesn't look as good as it will be on PC, but I wouldn't say it's taking me away from the experience, whatever, you know.
No. There's the one thing I will say, and it's very outdated, is the like HUD, the UI around
Yeah,
everything. Just
I was gonna
to
say
me
the
is,
same thing. It's a bit
there's
too much for me.
going on, and I don't particularly know what is what, and
Don't worry, dude.
like
If
for
you
example,
play the game, you need it
musical
all.
notes. Yeah, you learn it, but you look at the musical notes there, and I just feel like that's taking up a bit of screen space. It would be better placed, I don't know, up top right, and you put it long across the very top of the screen, because right there is more towards the center where action's going to happen, and that to me is just a little bit, I don't know, weirdly placed.
I gotcha. But trust me, dude. Like you're gonna need all the information when you actually do play the game, because the game is really in depth. Even at the start, you're probably just gonna spam like crazy. I did it with you when we played the demo. But actually trying to install the game, like the music notes can actually change depending on what skill set you want. So now you see I have 7 improvement, which is just standard. Like it just says what things you have. And if attack up, defense up, and sonic barrier, you can actually have a lot more different buffs to your character. So knowing which one you have equipped is actually helpful for. But right now I have them all on. You know, it's really not
I
helpful to
remember
know.
during the demo doing the self-healing one where you just slowly heal over time,
Yeah.
or whatever it was. But I was going to then say, perhaps it's purely because handheld mode on the Switch. If they were to do like I said, because I'm looking at this as if you're playing it on a home console, but that's the thing with Rise, is that it's on the Switch, which is handheld at the same time, so they've got to try and design a UI for the handheld as well. And I'm sure bottom right you can see the subtitles from whatever guy was talking. You can probably turn that off, not an issue, so I'm not going to comment on that. But like there up to the top left, where it's also got to be a game that's probably more, I don't want to say child friendly, but newcomer to the series friendly.
Yeah, for sure.
You're going to want that there. So it's all, these are the compromises they had to make to get it to run on this system, to get it to work in the form factor that it is.
I mean, as I said before, like this game is also meant to be a lot more user-friendly for new players, like me, for example. Because I never played most of the game in my life. When I was playing the demo, it was still a bit unclear what I was actually doing. So it's helpful that they're actually trying to make it easier to understand for new players. Because once you get into it, there's a lot more you can do in this game. But like, a lot takes time to get good at it. Because you have to understand all the monsters' movements and stuff. You have to understand all the buffs you have and all that stuff. So I think it's better that they are focusing on making it user-friendly, while still making it hard to play for like veteran players, of course. Because right now I'm doing easy level monsters. I need 3 stars, and it goes up to 9 stars, I think, or 7 stars. So you know, it's only the beginning, dude. Only to top of the iceberg, tip of it.
thing that's quite interesting that's just come out recently, or not just come out, whatever, but it's more of a focus on new games, new styles. And there was an interview from, where did it come through? I remember seeing it through Game Explain, but
Mhm.
with one of the members of the Nintendo team, where they were talking about how they want to build up new IPs.
Yeah,
So
the person in general.
a split focus between, yeah, you've got to keep Mario and Zelda going, but they've seen, in largely it comes from Splatoon, right? That exploded onto the scene, and the hype around Splatoon 3, don't get me wrong, isn't there for everyone, but
Bunny.
just yeah.
No,
But for
it's
me
not
and
there
you
for me.
two, Splatoon 3 is like hog. We want to see this so much. I can't wait for it. And I feel like Nintendo and a lot of different you know, publishers like Sony, for example, have been bringing out so many new IPs just off the back of their exclusivity deals. That's the way they've done it. So instead of Sony making them, they're just going to all these different game developers and trying to bring them into the Sony family that way. And the same can be said for Microsoft. Microsoft going more towards securing older IPs when, you know, they're buying out Bethesda, and all signs pointing towards trying to pick up like Sega and such, you know. And that's always an interesting one there for me. Is you look at Monster Hunter here, and this is an old IP, but done not necessarily in a new way, but they're trying to get new audiences on into it. And
Yeah.
I just wanted to pick your guys' brains about this, because this feels like we're at a turning point within games right now, where you've got so many different characters already made before, and going back towards the NES, the SNES, the PlayStation 1, and there's so many old IPs which are just sort of locked in a vault because they don't want to hand them on over to anyone else, but they don't want to make the games. It might not function. You know, so many people are so weirdly nostalgic on old IPs that they want remakes, even though they wouldn't sell well these days because of the style of game. And just wanted to say, like, what is it that you guys would want as gamers? Would, like, we'll take Buns first, because
Right.
choosing in the middle of fighting a
Yeah,
monster.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Big monster as well.
Let me hear it. Let me hear it.
Would you want, like, with new games, you want old IPs expanded, or just, you know, let's get experimental, let's get brand new stuff? What would you want as a gamer?
Best of both worlds, of course. There are IPs that still I would very much like to see grow. You know, new games added. But also, it wouldn't be bad if we get a, you know, a fresh new thing on the table. Old IPs like, I mean, you know, let's say Uncharted. You know, they said Thieves End is the last one, but I wouldn't be surprised if number 5 eventually drops. And I wouldn't mind, because it's a good game. But also something completely new wouldn't be bad either. Like, we also already have a lot of Uncharted games, and it's always good to bring out a new IP because it brings something completely fresh to the table, and that's always good.
I mean, if you look at Crash Bandicoot, I guess, because that's like an old franchise as well. And
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's complaining it got a new like a game to the franchise.
No,
And I don't
not
think
at
anyone
all.
minds, because the game is still good. A lot of people, you know, and they're still gonna add new stuff to it. It's just they need the face of Crash Bandicoot for it to sell well, because the old face sells more than the new face. Like, they could easily have done something else. You know, it doesn't have to be Crash.
It's security, though, ain't it? Like, when you look
Yeah,
at
of course it
Uncharted, you're
is.
saying, oh, they're going to bring out an Uncharted 5, but they probably feel like they've got as far as they can with Nathan Drake.
I feel like, well, if you played Uncharted 4, they definitely have said, hey, this is it. This was the story. But I mean, I feel like, you know, at the end of the day, it's sold well. So if they were like, oh, eventually something happened, so Uncharted 5 is happening
I mean,
anyways. No
It's
Didn't-
one of his
one's
previous adventures. That's
yeah,
it,
you know,
But
things like
at the
that.
same point, you could add a new character and just call it Uncharted. Like, there
I
was
mean, they
the
did.
what was the spin-off game
they
with
did.
the two
the-
girls?
Yeah,
with the
that's
two
what I'm
girls.
talking about, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really know what it was called, but that was using the same engine as Uncharted 4, but
Mhm.
I mean, guess people like that one, so I guess they
Yeah.
could do it.
I mean,
No, but it
it was
didn't
supposed to
sell
be.
as well. I
No,
thought
of course
as
it didn't
Uncharted
sell as
4
well.
because
But I'm pretty sure it even was like, wasn't it DLC?
Yeah, well, no, it was supposed to be DLC, but
it was
it grew out.
standalone. Yeah.
It grew out to be a bigger
Oh,
game
okay.
than it actually was supposed to be at the start. It was supposed to be DLC, that just grew out to be bigger.
But it was still, it never sold as much as Uncharted 4, and a lot of people looked at it and went, but Nathan Drake is Uncharted.
Yeah.
So at that point, what's the point calling it Uncharted when it could be its own game? And it's that sort of like weird ground because you get
I
so
guess they
used
just-
after so many games that suddenly there's a character change. It's like
Yeah.
you couldn't have Crash Bandicoot and it followed I can't
Dingo
remember the
Dow.
character's name in
Oh, Coco.
yeah, Tiny or Coco, yeah, or even Cortex. That would just be strange. It feels like it has to be Crash Bandicoot, and I feel like that's the problem with a lot of franchises, right? Is unless you've got something like GTA where that's just the world, you can change the characters quite easily. If they wanted to do a new Cyberpunk, they could. Assassin's Creed always changes because it's just a concept. But
Yeah.
if Assassin's Creed was originally called, I can't remember the first guy's name, Altair, was it? I know
yeah, sure.
the
Let's
second
say
one was
Ezio.
Ezio.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you couldn't just call it Assassin's Creed Ezio or Ezio's Quest, whatever, and then just keep it going forever
Oh,
because
no, you
people would get a
definitely
little bit confused because Assassin's Creed started it off with one character and then for the second one changed it. And it stayed with Ezio for quite a while. That when it got to Assassin's Creed 3, weren't it? Everyone was a little bit annoyed that Ezio was done. They quite liked him as a character, and it's
I mean,
always the
Ezio's story
changes.
was really good. I mean, that was one of the best. That was prime Assassin's Creed time. So,
Mm.
but hey, man, I mean, it was the concept of the game. So staying with Ezio probably wasn't gonna happen anyways. If you were just thinking normally, but like, I mean, the whole premise of the game is you get a character, you look at it, you get a person, you look at the DNA, and then you're like, oh, hey, look, they're an assassin from, you know, their family tree used to be an assassin. And that's how it was. Ezio wasn't gonna be there always, but they could have probably
was
stayed a
just
bit longer with
one
him,
of
or
the
maybe go
many,
back.
That's it, yeah.
I mean, I feel like a good example of one would be about Dr. Layton, dude, because there's a new game to the series, but it's just a different person.
Dr. Layton.
But
dude.
instantly made anybody dislike the game, dude, because it's not the same guy.
It
So
wasn't Dr.
It's
Layton.
now a random girl instead of Dr. Layton, dude. So it's not
Listen,
the same.
I get it, okay? Dr. Layton was completely, it ended, okay? I get it. But, okay, and also the new game wasn't really called Dr. Layton, it was Layton's
Oh.
Mystery, and of course it was a family member of him. But still, man, come on.
I mean,
What's
like,
Dr. Layton?
But this is my point right here,
yeah.
Bunny, is you want to do new stuff
Yeah,
with
of
an
course
old
they wanna do-
franchise.
No, but listen, it was just me, because a
people
lot of people like the game, so
If,
it's just me
Bon-
being butthurt because it was
Yeah.
Dr. Layton.
Bunny's a random guy, dude. I'll be honest sometimes. So.
Can't have that chibi Pokemon. Pokemon's always been chibi, Bunny.
Chillax, bro.
Look,
Chillax.
dude,
What are you doing now right now, man?
He's
Walking a dangerous road.
he's starting to like it now, dude. He said it himself. So he might actually
I'm
buy
not-
it.
The graphics still shit. But hey, man, it's Diamond and Pearl. I gotta get it.
Hey, if it at least runs well, unlike Pokemon Sword and Shield, which
Or like
was very
the Zelda
framey.
game, the
I-
Zelda
it's-
chibi game,
yeah,
that run really bad. Have you played that?
true.
But
No,
it
I
looked
played
great.
the demo. Yeah, I think that's just bad optimization.
I was so sad. I bought the game. I was playing. I was like, yo, this looks great. It's epic. And then out of nowhere, I just get leg spikes every time. I'm like, what? This is for a Switch. Why is it not running perfectly?
And it's Nintendo first party, or weren't
Yeah.
first party because they got third party dev in, but
Yeah,
it's a
but-
Nintendo IP.
Yeah.
So you expect premium
Yeah, you would
out.
expect just a solid frame rate.
Like that's actually quite an interesting one because Nintendo always has that serial quality to it, but I think over the last say 5 years, that quality is starting to be questioned. You know, when like we said, you look at Pokemon Sword and Shield, and that
Yeah,
can get
but-
very framey and
Pokemon Sword and Shield is not Nintendo. It's their own company.
Yeah, it's
And
just Game Freak pretty much. and
Game Freak
Nintendo's
is-
like, hey,
I feel like Game Freak shouldn't have gotten away with Pokemon Sword and Shield, but they did because it's
yeah,
still
but
a
Pokemon
fit.
is half owned by Nintendo.
Yeah, but they still do their own thing because they're that big. They can decide whatever they want. So they also have the underregs and stuff.
Mm,
It's not really Nintendo. It's part of Nintendo, but not really. if you know what I mean. It's the same with Sakurai. He works for Nintendo, but he's still his own independent creator and company owner.
True, but I'm just saying, like, Nintendo IPs were golden. They never went wrong, and then these days, it always seems like there's something bad with them, but you overlook it because it's Nintendo.
Can you name one except
how
for...
long is that going to
the
last
Shield?
for, where we can just turn a blind
Oh
eye?
yeah, I was about to say I'm a huge Pokemon fan, but with Sword and Shield was just too bad. I was like, nah, there's no way I'm buying this.
I mean, that's what I'm asking. Bacon, can you name any more that's not Sword and Shield that were not up to quality that that usually is known for?
Right. I'm just gonna get...
Oh, here he goes. Come on. He's gonna grab a list from online, dude.
Because if you look at all the big games,
Cheating.
the only one I know that's because of Barney would be
Yeah, that's all.
Zelda game, the remake.
Maybe Breath of the Wild, but Breath of the Wild was a great game. But like, I get that it had some frame rate problems sometimes because it was pretty huge.
It was only it was only in the first half, like at the start, and in the forest. The rest was also always 60
That's
or
it.
30.
Like, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
But, like, still, it was there, you know. But
Yeah, it was there, but like,
I'm not really pissed about that because it was just a huge game.
and also it's not like it's unplayable, you know. So I'm
No,
asking
not at all.
Bacon, but he's talking about he's going to IO, but the
So,
only thing I would know is Sword and Shield, which is not even Nintendo.
3, you know, Splatoon 3 coming in, you know, with the 2 FPS, dude. Oh, it's
Well,
gonna be
dude, it happens, dude. Because Splatoon has a giant following, dude. Who are also very vocal, so if that happens, woo, they're gonna be modding, dude. They be
I'm
modding.
not gonna like that.
I'm not gonna like it. So, Bakon, I'm ready.
yeah,
we're
so
waiting, we're
just to
waiting.
take another
Okay, here he comes.
example for it is a lot of the SNES games on the Nintendo Switch Online can get
Okay.
very laggy as well.
Yeah, but dude,
Oh, man, come on, man. Just give us something that's a bit too.
Yeah, give
Hyrule
it-
Warriors can get like Chewie, you played that. That
I
can
played
get
Hyrule
very
Warriors.
choppy at times.
Okay.
yeah, I guess. But then again, there are like 200 AIs on your screen when you're fighting in that game. So, you know, it's a bit ambitious. Like the same with a game over Z. Like, I'm pretty sure that they can also have a cap on how many zombies are actually on your screen, because otherwise it would just lag at some point. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
with
like-
the Zelda game, it was just like that was just sad because it wasn't. I mean, I wasn't that extreme with the graphics. It just looked alright, but you wouldn't say it would go to a point where you would have like.
Oh, the
frames
chibi one.
broken.
The chibi one.
Yeah, the chibi one.
Yeah. It's just a
That
weird
was just
game.
a
I
bit
don't
of
know.
disappointment.
I mean, maybe they fixed it, because I feel you only played it once, didn't you? So maybe they
no,
fixed
I
it.
played it a couple of times.
Alright.
But I played it all in the same time period, so they might have actually fixed it. I'm not
Also,
sure.
Bunny, just for you, I'm gonna go to the katana, dude. Just for you.
Okay, I
No
like
katana
it.
gameplay.
This
Katana
is cool.
gameplay. This one, dude.
Didn't look as great, but
Yeah, well, it's the strongest one I have, dude. You know, it's the only katana on
that's
here.
alright,
The
so-
long sword.
okay.
I can look for a better one maybe in the shop for you, just for you.
Would be appreciated.
In the meantime, Ben can
That's
share
not a
some more.
katana.
Well, it's a long sword, dude. It's the closest one to a katana there is in the game, so. And there probably is a variation where it actually looks like katana as well.
And looks alright.
But yeah,
But not
going
only
through this.
just the gameplay and such,
Not that.
but
Ooh.
also practices within games, you know? Like we've been saying, when it comes down to... I feel like we keep bagging on about it, but when you look at the Mario anniversary sort of deal...
I thought you were going to go to Cyberpunk again, to be honest. Like, oh,
I was like, come
Cyberpunk
on, man,
again.
chill.
Yeah, dude. Remember Cyberpunk again, dude?
And it is just that case of, with Nintendo, even when it comes to, you know, 1-2 Switch, that should have realistically been a pack-in with the Switch, it feels like. You know, how they
Yeah,
did Nintendo
okay.
Land or Wii Sports.
Yeah,
But
okay.
Then
I
again, you
see.
don't get pack-ins with other consoles, so is it just because you're expecting that from Nintendo now because they've done it twice in a row? Like, you sort of like, you gain that expectation of it.
Well,
Well, yeah.
I guess you're just sitting with false hope, because just because I did it once doesn't mean they're gonna do it ever again. You know,
Yeah.
we're talking about a company here, and I feel like,
Companies change.
yeah, especially because they're gonna earn more money if they don't include it in a thing. Because to be honest, here, Want to Switch wouldn't be something that would get people to buy it, unlike like a Mario Kart maybe. But then again, you want people to buy it separately, because Mario Kart's gonna sell well anyway. So there's no need to actually put it in a combination pack unless it's later on when you think the Switch gonna die. You know. when they add more packs usually.
How much was 1-2 Switch? Was it 60? It wasn't right.
Yeah, I was 16, pretty sure.
Yeah, it was,
It
full
was
game.
right.
Okay, well,
Mhm.
that's a bit. Okay, well, that's a bit much.
For a showcase game like that. That's why it should also have been a packing, was to show what, because it's there to show what the Switch can do.
Like the thing
how
is,
the Wii
are you
had Wii
certain that
Sports.
1-2 Switch wasn't a package?
No, it
Because
wasn't.
When I
It
got
wasn't.
my Switch,
It wasn't.
I got it on there.
Yeah,
You
well,
would have bought it like with Mario Kart and 1-2 Switch, something like that.
you also got it from.
Like a bundle from the shop.
Yeah, I got it from someone, but
Yeah.
still, they sold it for a price where I'm very confused that they would sell it for that price.
Well,
it
maybe
wasn't a
maybe they need the money, dude. Maybe they need the money, you know.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. You're right.
You know what's going on in real life. All we know is that you got lucky when you got it, dude. Remember? You were a lucky
Very
guy.
lucky, very lucky,
So-
very lucky.
If I go to Amazon right now and just, search up Switch to see what's on their bundles, let's just do the regular Switch.
Oh, probably Mario Kart because that bundle's been out
You've
for like
got-
2 years now.
Okay, so you've got the Monster Hunter Rise version, which is completely sold out. Mario
that
Red and
makes
Blue,
sense.
again, very much sold out. The
But
grey
is
and
that a-
neon ones are still
get a
the
game with it?
only bundles. You can get them free on that, just on their own, or you can get Animal Crossing, Mario Kart 8, or Mario 3D World at the moment on Amazon.
But the price would increase, like pretty much
Yeah.
60, right?
So
Or
instead
45.
of being the £279.99, that's
Yeah.
the MSRP, they
Yeah.
go up to 315. So the games are basically
So you basically just pay for
40
the game.
quid instead of 60. Yeah.
Okay, well, then maybe yeah, okay. It's not really a great combo deal, but hey, it's a
Nope.
combo, I guess.
I
There
mean,
you go. Combo deal. Animal Crossing, Just Dance 2020 and the Switch.
Ooh,
for
Just Dance?
That's worth it. That's
£340.
worth it. That's
that's
worth
it up. Although,
The
like,
Fortnite Switch, just its own.
Definitely worth it.
Body's hype
Definitely
now.
worth it. Definitely worth it. Do you get a skin with it? You get a skin with it, do you? Yeah.
Jonesy.
Yeah, you get the skin and the
Oh.
special Joy Cons and the actual Switch dock.
Yeah, definitely.
That's
worth
why
it.
it's so much.
I don't know if it's worth it. I don't know if it's worth it. I'm gonna be honest.
I feel like it's worth it, dude. A Fortnite Switch, come on, man.
I will say, Switch games have gone down in price a lot recently.
They have?
Like over the last 6 months. Like, I feel like I don't see a Switch game for more than 40 quid. Looking at Amazon now, the most expensive game I can quickly see at a glance is Mario 3D World at $39.99. Animal Crossing is £36. Mario Kart $36.99. Mario Odyssey is £36. Like,
Okay.
Switch games have gone down in price quite a bit, and
Oh, wow. Yeah,
They're
they
good,
actually have
that's
as well
good.
here.
like that's
Because I was like, maybe that's just a UK thing, but they actually went down here as well.
I mean,
yeah.
there's also
I'm
rare,
gonna
dude.
quickly go. What PS5 games?
Miles
I'm
Morales.
gonna quickly go search.
Miles Morales.
Miles Morales.
But that might actually be in a discount because I'm pretty sure there's
Discount?
a discount going on right now.
Okay. I mean,
So
It's also-
Assassin's Creed Valhalla is $37.99,
Makes sense.
Um,
Didn't really sell as well.
but it's a Ubisoft game, so it's third party, so they generally sell lower. Like Watch Dogs Legion is £25 on the PS5. Dirt 5 didn't sell that great, and that's $26.99. But Miles Morales is £45. So first party is considerably cheaper on Nintendo these days than everywhere else, which feels so weird to say because Nintendo, like when I think to the Wii U, when I think to the 3DS, were always more expensive unless they did like the repack
Yeah.
or the re-release. Like on the 3DS, they had the like greatest hits or something like that, which were like £15, £20 maybe on some of them, and that was when they got cheap, and that's right at the end of their life. Whereas now, they're doing a good price. Like you cannot complain under 40 quid for a game these days, you know?
yeah, I mean, I was about to say, it's also rare for Nintendo to actually drop price because usually they never drop their price unless like a sale going on. So I'm actually surprised this price went down for Switch games.
yeah, this news is surprising me.
Yeah, I mean, not only is because they never go down in price.
Admittedly, that's in shops and like Amazon over in the UK, Game, Argos, whatever. Because you go to the Nintendo own website and they're still at their, MSRP. Like Mario Maker is £50. Pokemon Let's Go, Breath of the Wild, they're all still 50 quid because that's what they're meant to go for as such. And it's just clearly, I don't know, retailers are doing it cheaper than Nintendo can officially, and whatever reason that's for. I don't know.
Maybe because of COVID, yeah, not maybe need the money, but I doubt it because
Yeah.
was the game industry is actually growing.
Amazon don't need the money because of COVID. They
Yeah, I
have
was about to say,
absolutely boomed.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about one
A
company.
lot of these companies have.
Nah, not Chewie here as well. Bolt.com.
Like, didn't COVID not save GameStop because of GameStop stocks, which hit them hard once everyone sold, of course, but just because they were able to sell a lot more games because people have bought way more games at the moment. So realistically, demand's gone up because of COVID. So, and supply stayed the same, right? If anything, it might have dropped because factories making these games.
I think GameStop got saved by the whole Reddit thing.
Probably.
It hit them hard as well when, you know, a week later everyone sold those stocks.
Yeah, very true. Okay, fair enough.
But then again, it's still growing
basically-
again though. It's going back and forth now,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
whole thing. So
But I'm just saying, them selling more games at the moment helps a lot
Yeah.
as well. Because GameStop right at the start of Corona was really bad because they still wanted employees in the stores, and you know, you could walk up to the shop door, knock, and then be like, "Hey, I want this game," and do it through the door instead of doing like online. And now they've heavily focused and transitioned to online. It was stupid. But yeah, it seems interesting that games have gone down when I don't know how. Especially when everyone you'd think would just buy online or buy through the stores. Like, I want to say everyone's got the Easter sale going on right now, or spring sale. Like, I know PlayStation definitely does, and so does Nintendo. So why would you still buy physical copies when
well, maybe that's why it's cheaper in stores
maybe?
because you can get a physical copy.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's just because it's physical. That's why it's cheaper.
Yeah, because the last game I bought digital, physical would be, I think Mario Maker 2. Just been a long time ago.
You
So-
got the Mario Anniversary Edition.
Oh no! I mean, didn't buy it physical because it's sold out. It's got it
Okay.
digital.
Ooh.
I mean,
Yo,
I don't
have
care
you
about
seen
it.
how much they're going for now? For the physical copies already of the anniversary edition?
How much, dude? Enlighten us. I don't know.
Or are you just...
I'm
He's asking
literally
maybe.
looking up
Oh.
on
I think
eBay
he
in
was
it
asking
because
us.
it's not available on what do you call it? Okay, it's not as bad as where I'd seen elsewhere. eBay, you can get it from whatever shop 2 is for £45.
That's,
Um,
okay. Just normal, I guess.
Yeah, okay, so it's just gone back down. Because I looked like 2 days ago and they were going for like 100 quid on
Okay.
eBay for
Oh,
that
okay,
3D All
sick.
Stars. Because where it's no longer being, you know, supplied or whatever. You, like I said, you can't get it on Amazon anymore.
Yeah, I mean, you can get it anywhere because they don't sell anymore. So, like,
Yeah,
you don't get it for someone else.
Oh, Amazon's got it back in stock. I don't know how.
Oh, what? They're hacking it up?
55 quid.
Random?
Hey man, buy them all, I would say.
Yeah, dude.
Buy 'em up.
Buy them up, you never know.
Yeah. That's going to become an expensive
Don't actually
one.
do it. Don't listen to us, please.
Yeah, no.
Don't actually do it.
Listen to me, do it. Come on.
Don't
guys.
listen to
I
Bonnie.
mean,
Don't listen
if
to
you've
Bonnie.
got the money, you want to do it, go for it. You know,
Well,
we ain't gonna tell you how to spend your money.
well, I mean,
It's
scalping is
Nintendo
not
item.
really. I don't think anyone likes scalpers, to be honest, man. So,
No, no.
yeah. So don't
I'm
do it.
saying people just
Hey,
buying
man,
off
they're
Amazon.
supposed
I'll
to be
just buy
not
one.
there anymore. So, it's not scalping. They were supposed to be gone. So
No, well, if,
Just
if,
buy 'em
if,
up,
if
boys.
Batman broke when they have extras, dude, you are scalping it up, dude. Some humans did it with PS5, dude. Oh man, exploding it up. Almost did it.
I didn't scalp.
Oh, you did it
I-
eventually.
It's so weird.
So off the back of that, because you're right about scalpers, I find it crazy. It is cheaper to buy a pre-built PC at the moment than it is to buy and build your own PC. Because I had a friend who's just gone and built, bought one, and that is bewildering. Because I've grown up always knowing that and like learning to build a PC because you could save like a good £200 just from building it yourself, but now it's like flipped the opposite way because graphics cards and CPUs are so out of stock everywhere that you can save hundreds just by going and get a pre-built one. And that we're in such a weird world at the moment, and to the point where so much money is being invested into making these chips and the silicon that goes into it, and it's all and like new markets sort of being made out of it. Like over in America, they've got 2 new factories that should be built by like 2023. That you've got so much investment going on into chip making because they're used everywhere, and you just don't realize how sort of like valuable they are. Like car production is down massively at the moment. That we're probably going to get hit with like a bit of a tech recession over the next year or two, where demand is so high right now that we can't supply it, which is just so crazy.
It's crazy. It is.
It's a new world, dude. It's a new world, man. Staying at home world. Everyone's using a computer right now. Everyone's gaming it up. I said earlier, I'm pretty sure the gaming industry on the industries actually grew a lot from this whole COVID thing.
Well, that's it. Most of the tech industries, even without the supply there, have grown because demand is so high. That's why you can. Why say I don't know, a graphics card that originally cost £300 is going for 1,000 now, and people will pay it because they've got to. And it's just and that's not only just scalpers, but of course naturally sellers of all types are doing it. And when you're also getting these, like say Asus with their version of whatever NVIDIA card, and now trying to sell directly to customers, they're making more profit because they're not having to, they're selling at say £300 to the customer instead of selling it at £220 to the store, to which the store then makes 60 quid because of logistics and all of that.
Yeah.
So a lot of companies are making more money, and it's like just a weird area, all in all for it.
Yeah, for sure.
Dude. They're all going up.
They're all going up, dude.
All
Just invest in everything, man. Invest in everything. That's how you have to do it.
Honestly, it isn't a bad that isn't a bad thing, dude. Invest in a lot of things right now because everything is still going up.
And there's no security in it. You don't know what's going on. But I mean, that's stocks just in general. Right?
Yeah,
There's it could
stocks is
go
just like,
bust,
hey,
yeah.
buy it, man, and you get some. You get
Hey,
some.
buy it. Just buy it, okay?
Buy, man. Come on, man, just buy.
Buy. Diamond hands to the moon.
To the moon.
To the
To the
moon.
moon. Oh man, no.
That's such a meme phrase, dude. People say to
I
the moon.
love all the
Such a
memes that
meme
came
phrase.
out of it.
I mean, yeah, I guess also the meme culture went up, dude. The meme culture, the meme stocks.
Ooh.
You got some meme stocks, and good for you, dude.
An interesting thing as well, because like a lot of meme culture is also gaming culture, but we're starting to see like a resurgence of gaming movies now and TV shows. Like
Wait.
when we look at how successful Witcher was, right? I mean, Witcher sort of felt like it was off the back of Game of Thrones, and it's fit into that sort of fan base, but also by bringing in the gaming fan base at the same time. But I know I'm a couple of years older than you guys,
Just a couple.
but my entire life I've known gaming films to just be bad through and through. But
Except for one,
we're
dude.
The
The Super Mario one.
Mario film was
Yeah,
terrible.
the animation,
that should have
dude.
Never been.
Wasn't the
The
Resident Evil
Assassin's
films
Creed
actually good?
film was terrible. Prince of Persia was terrible.
Hey man, chillax. Prince of Persia was alright.
It was no,
Wasn't
it
that
was
bad.
not all
Look,
right.
dude, I'm saying it was awesome that in the Mario movie, whatever they did series, dude, that they had the US president involved, dude. Just epic, alright? We also got some more backstory of Mario and Luigi, dude, how they got stuck in a bathtub sink. That's how they ended the
It
mushroom
was so
kingdom.
bad. Nintendo went, "This is not canon." Okay,
Well, it should be, dude.
it should be.
Should be canon.
The only films I can remember growing up which were okay were the Lara Croft films, and that was
Okay,
just
yeah.
that was just okay.
Resident Evil.
Oh, actually, that's a good shout. But then I think back to them, and they were just okay as well. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I watched the Lara Croft ones. I watched them back. I was like,
Pokemon anime?
when I
the
look at them
story
right
was
now,
terrible, but the
when
action
I- yeah,
sequences were
when
good.
when I'm looking at them right now, I'm be like, well, in my mind they were better.
Yeah. Like I can remember watching the Mortal Kombat film, which came out the year I was born, and I watched it like, don't get me wrong, about 5 years ago, and went, "This was trash." The same with Doom. What were they? Legend of Riddick as well, which was done by Vin Diesel. Like, they
Vin
were
Diesel!
So bad.
Vin Diesel, man. Vin Diesel's good.
I
Oh,
remember the Far Cry film, which had nothing to do with Far Cry. It was just using the name.
I didn't even know. I didn't even
There,
know those were
there.
fucking-
You don't want to watch it, trust
It
me.
was that good, dude. You don't even know it.
It was that good.
It's a niche genre, right?
I will say I haven't seen the most recent Tomb Raider movie. The one that
alright.
came out like
It's
3
alright.
years ago.
It's alright. I do have to say, the actors they got for it is actually, actually feels Lara Croft.
Alright. Because they
So
were
that's
trying to
good.
base it more on the new games for that, weren't they?
Yeah. And it looks alright. It looks alright. I like the story, but there were some people that didn't really like it. I did hear that didn't have a great response, but I mean,
That's
I
normal
think it was
though.
alright. And there's a second movie coming anyway, so I guess it also sold decently enough to get a second one.
Not to mention the Nathan Drake movie, dude. Uncharted.
Oh yeah,
Uncharted's being
Uncharted
done.
is also coming. Yeah, with Tom Holland.
Tom Holland, yeah.
We're getting
Spider-Man
a new
guy.
Mortal Kombat.
Hasn't it come out that Tom Holland's not particularly enjoying filming that or something?
Oh,
Oh.
whoa, was it,
Oh,
is it-
I don't
wait,
know.
are you spilling tea now?
Yeah,
You spilling tea?
Spilling tea. We're
Oh, this
spilling
is
tea,
the.
dude.
Where you got the info from, man? Where you got the info from?
No, I can just remember. Right, there we go. I'm going to quickly Google it.
Quick,
Uncharted.
okay. Some
Because
tea.
it'll be one of those
Drama.
like it'll be one of those cases of it's been reported on the set by like
It's just this guy
Entertainment
that's giving
Weekly.
donuts, dude.
there you
This
go.
is like
Enemy. Tom Holland raises concerns after revealing an Uncharted film performance mistake, and he
Mistake. What?
Mistake? As in reinvented?
That's a bit crazy, dude.
Mistake?
Total
That's
There you
mistake.
go.
dangerous,
In an
if they-
interview
the
afterwards,
exercise,
quoting, I think there are elements of my performance in Uncharted where I kind of fell under the spell of being, I want to look good now, I want this to be a cool moment, he said, before adding, my character's supposed to be a fucking action hero in this moment. So instead of actually, like, he's not doing the best
that's
thing
just-
because he's getting caught up in the moment, and they're probably on such a tight schedule that they're not doing retakes
Okay. I
of
mean,
shots,
that doesn't
so
sound
maybe...
that bad. It just sounds like he
No.
wasn't performing. He was more in the moment, just going for the action. I mean, that doesn't sound that bad yet. So I guess we'll have to see and wait what happens with the movie.
So it's more like he's thinking there as an actor, did I do
Yeah,
the
yeah.
right
As an
thing
actor, I didn't
afterwards?
give my full 100, but it probably
Yeah.
looks alright in the action. But it's just like he was probably looking at it like, hey, I did better things.
Spider-Man. That's the only thing I know him from, dude. I know him from Spider-Man.
I think
He
that's
has-
also
he has
a weird
two
part,
movies now.
right?
He
Yeah?
has 2 movies now that are pretty decent within it.
Oh, actually,
There's an Apple movie exclusive, and there is one with Daisy, with the girl from Star Wars in there.
wait, the one I got. Wait, which Star Wars girl? Ray?
Yeah, Ray.
Oh. Like, I don't want to say because that's actually one movie I know from. There was that one movie about floods. It was like a
Yeah,
tsunami.
also the one that he was in.
Yeah, that's the one I know
Chaos
from.
Walking is the one with Daisy. What's she called? Daisy Reed? No, that's not. Well, the girl from Star Wars, and then you have Cherry.
Cherry.
Cherry is alright. Cherry was really well received. That's a new movie with him in it as well.
Oh, okay.
And then other movies, Mortal Kombat coming.
Sick,
Trailer
sick.
already dropped.
This month,
Okay.
yeah. I
Another one?
like I said, the first Mortal Kombat
Oh,
film that it
yeah.
made back in the 90s was trash. Like, don't ever watch. Like, you don't need to.
The
Uh,
trailer on this one looked alright. I just didn't really like the get over here. Was
I'm intrigued by it, and it's going to be one of those cases of I'll wait 6 months and it'll pop up on Netflix and watch it then.
probably. Yeah, probably.
Honestly-
other movie we're getting, Tom Clancy.
Okay.
I don't really know what it's
No.
gonna be about. Trailer looked alright. It's
So
pretty much an action
you,
movie
you
with
say
Tom
Tom
Clancy in it.
Clancy, but which of them? Because you've got Rainbow Six, you've got Splinter Cell.
It's based on the Rainbow Six
Okay, that'd be interesting.
story.
So like,
At
doing
least that's
more-
what
okay.
it says.
I wonder if that's going to be a tie-in, or like I should just Google this because I didn't know there was going to be a Rainbow Six.
Oh yeah.
film.
They there's already a trailer for it.
Okay.
Came
Okay.
out last year.
And then
The
the
trailer.
biggest one. You guys ready?
Shit.
Yep.
Hit me. Mario movie.
Minecraft, the movie.
Wait, there's also a Mario movie coming, right?
Minecraft
There
the
is?
movie?
Yeah,
Minecraft the movie is coming.
it's the guys from the Minions. I'm pretty sure they're making a Mario movie. I'm 100%
Oh.
sure, actually. The Minion guys, dude, they're making a Mario
know
movie.
this.
Paramount.
Yeah, officially coming in 2022.
Yeah, dude, I knew it, dude.
Okay.
Banana Minions! I'm out for Minions, dude.
Those guys did the Lego films as well, didn't they?
Ooh, with Chris
The
Pratt.
guys that did Minions.
So it's
Pretty
gonna
sure.
be, well, is it just gonna be animated then?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Dude.
Yeah, no, I
Oh,
don't know, dude. If you're
ima-
gonna do another cool one.
Imagine realistic Mario, dude. Monka, nah, dude.
Hey man, maybe it was gonna be a bit of a.
Well, weren't they
Pikachu,
gonna, like, you know,
Detective
with
Pikachu
Legend
one.
of Zelda, remember that got cancelled on
Yep.
Netflix because it got
They got
leaked
scared,
and
dude.
Nintendo dropped out, yeah.
They're like, oh no, they know it now!
That was going to be live action, weren't it? That weren't going to be animated.
Yeah, but I feel like, I
No,
feel
they
like
want
it's
that, no?
easier
What do you
with,
mean?
I feel like it's easier with Zelda than with Mario to make it realistic. You know,
Of
what I mean?
course.
Because Mario is just, you know, he's just a wacky 30-year-old.
The Zelda one was probably gonna be the same a bit as The Witcher.
Yeah, probably. I mean, yeah, I don't see what else they would do. They probably do one of his adventures.
You
Probably-
know, you can
probably
do the
Adult Link.
monsters CGI.
You know, canon.
Oh.
Sick.
Another
Well,
film we got, another video game film we got coming out this year is Resident Evil again, but they're
Oh, yeah,
redoing them. So you know they had the films with I can't remember her name. It's Russian name. She was in Sixth Sense. I'm gonna quickly look now.
No one knows, dude. We're all confused.
We're all very confused right now.
To be honest, there's one movie.
Mia Djokovic? Or,
Oh.
No, not Djokovic. That's a tennis player.
You mean,
I'm gonna quickly look.
Tony?
Mila Djokovic. Yeah, Djokovic.
Okay, well, you got it, dude.
Yeah, I was close. But no, so welcome to Raccoon City. So they're sort of changing up because those ones way back in like the early 2000s and that sort of went into the world and like what happens the whole world getting done in by the zombie plague, whereas this is like going back to Raccoon City and I guess being more true to the games because there's also been the Resident Evil like animated series in that as well, but this one's going to be the full-blown film.
Ooh,
I
okay.
think this
Wow.
looks quite good.
Okay.
Like, go have a little peek at it. It comes out this summer.
To be honest,
No,
Okay.
November it
Okay.
comes out. They pushed it back. So
there's one game I'm actually confused, and I'm surprised there's another movie about it, dude. That game is Overwatch, man. They made so many shorts, you would think they would make a movie by now.
Oh yeah,
about
a
the
lot
game.
of people also. If you have you ever looked at the comment section?
Yeah, dude. I mean, dude,
Yo,
I would-
make a series or movie.
I would watch Overwatch series a movie, dude.
I would definitely.
Mhm.
Yeah,
No, it-
especially if the there are some good shots in there. I'm like, whoa.
how
sicko.
how long is all the animated shorts together?
Oh,
I'm gonna
over
quickly-
2 hours, I think. I think it was over 2 hours, right? Over an hour at least.
Yeah, I feel like the over 2 hours was correct.
So it will be sick,
Have a little
dude.
look. It's gonna
I
be.
mean, it's crazy because if you look at the older ones, it's
1
like
hour
So
and
as of
35
6
minutes.
months ago, no, out of that's a year ago because they put out loads like over the last.
yeah, dude.
month.
Reinhardt,
Oh, they did.
McCree,
But yeah, so an hour and 50 minutes now. I think it's up.
sick. I mean,
Like
it's also just cool to
Overwatch
see.
feels like that should just become a TV series of some sort. You know,
Yeah,
they
sure.
partner up with probably Disney. I could see that being done. You
Mhm.
know, and put it on Disney Plus, and or like straight up if they were to put it out there, Netflix would fight over it, Amazon would fight over it, and that would be insane to have like that level that they've done for the shorts if they had the budget to then make them say 20-minute episodes
I feel like
and you
Amazon
do
would
a
get it.
series of 10. That'd be insane.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, it could work.
another game they're making a series is Ark, dude. I don't know if you've seen that one, but Ark has some really, really big actors in that animated series they're gonna make. That's actually insane. If you want to look it up, you can.
Oh, I saw this.
Come on, drop the name. Who's in there?
Vin Diesel confirmed, dude.
Ned,
But
Vin
Yeah.
dude,
Diesel, let's
there are
go.
way more than just that, dude. There's so many good actors in that series. It's just crazy because it's just Ark, you know. But I'm still hyped, dude, because Ark is a good game, and I would love to see a good series about it. Some dinosaur action. I'm down. I like dinosaurs.
Mm.
Who doesn't? You're crazy if you don't, man.
A weird one that I guess is going on a tangent, just because I feel like this is a cool thing to talk about as well. But Critical Role, the guys that do the D&D podcast / like weekly show, have got an animated series coming out, I think later this year on Amazon. So Amazon actually went ahead and bought like 2 or 3 seasons of this. So what they're doing is taking their original stories, and I think they're starting out like before they put a show out, like when it was back a home game. And they're basically taking this and putting it on out there into the world as animated stories. So they're hiding production, they're basically giving over their old notes and they're putting it out. But that's such a weird sort of, it's technically of a game, right? Because D&D is a game, but it's their own sort of creation. So it's a mishmash between being like an original film and a game. And I wonder if we're going to get more of that, because D&D podcasts are a big thing right now. Not only like Critical Role is just the biggest one out of a lot, but you can just look up on Spotify and just like search D&D podcasts. Like, to the point, a big shout out to, I think it's one called Dungeon Daddies.
Good name.
Brilliant name. Brilliant name.
I feel like that would be a great one to make a movie of.
Yeah, the whole point of it is that it's a bunch of dads from the real world get teleported into this fantasy setting. So, and they're dads in real life as well, or something like that. So they're making tons of dad jokes and such, and applying like dad logic to a fantasy setting, and it's great fun there. But like, you can get so many different angles working from this, and I wonder if we ever see the industry, like the film or TV industry, pick up on some of these rather than them just being very amateurish.
Well, I mean,
podcasts.
it's not really. They didn't really. Netflix did it once. It wasn't really from a podcast, but a YouTuber once made a short animated. Well, not. They just made a cartoon. And Netflix was like, "Hey, this actually looks alright." And they were like, "Hey, man, you wanna do an entire series here?" I can't. I made you watch it once, Chew. I said like, "Hey, this is."
Let me watch
good.
it. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
it was a cartoon on Netflix. It was actually good. They took that from a YouTube and they were like, "Hey, just make an entire show. We'll give you 2 seasons or something like that." And I actually liked it. It was quite alright, but I can't really recall what the name was. But that worked out. So yeah, I feel like they might actually do it. You know, wouldn't be surprised.
We see it more often nowadays, don't we? That big companies just use small creators, like even in Minecraft, whatever it can be, just to make stuff for them, because they know there are still talented people out there who can still do something cheaper for them, and also gives them a name, I guess. People are working on it, I guess.
And something else that's getting released. The game wasn't great, had a lot of bugs, but Cyberpunk Edgerunners.
There's a movie?
It's an
movie?
anime, dude. They're gonna release an anime.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That looked really good, actually.
That did look really good.
Cyberpunk. I'm googling it now.
Do you think
Okay, on my-
they would make fun of their launch, dude? Question mark? That would be sick if they did.
I wouldn't be surprised.
They probably
Maybe,
not, but
you
it
know,
would be
maybe there
funny.
will be an episode where they'll be like, "Whoa, you're glitching, dude."
Whoa, there you go,
Okay,
okay, bro, you're in the floor.
See one of the guys just, indeed, and go into the floor.
That'd be funny, dude, if they did.
And then, a little bit of callback, be like, "Oh, that used to only happen in 2077."
Hey.
Yo, that's being done by Studio Trigger. That will be good.
I know this.
okay.
The anime guys.
You just
They're
heard
a
it here
massive
first.
anime studio. If I quickly, and it's
You
being
heard
done
it
with
here first,
Netflix, who
boys.
Studio Trigger have done a lot of stuff with. This will probably just shoot straight over Chewie's head for most of them, but it's stuff like Kill la Kill, Little Witch Academia.
Why?
Hey.
I don't know either. I don't have a single clue what's happening.
I thought it was My Hero
So-
Academia.
Flex
But-
fans, chill. Okay, I don't have a single clue what's happening here.
So the one that you might have heard the memes on would be Kill la Kill out of the two, where it was all about them with their clothes or whatever, which turned them super powerful, and they would just basically.
I only know Attack on Titans.
Yeah, you only know the Attack on Titans, but Studio
And Pokemon.
And
Darling in
Naruto.
the Franxx as well, maybe, where it's about. I know this stuff because I've actually seen quite a few of these. I've only just realised. Like, I heard a name, and this is clearly clicking.
A big anime guy.
This is gonna
We're
be good.
He's an anime guy.
I watch anime, but I've realised I only watch like Netflix anime, which doesn't make me a weeb because I'm not
Oh,
hardcore into it.
You
I'm
already
just
know,
like,
dude. The
"Oh, that looks
gatekeepers,
cool."
already at the gate, dude.
Yeah, the
keeping you out.
gatekeepers to anime are there going, no, he's not a proper weeb, whatever.
Get him out! Relax, man.
He
Let him do
watches
whatever he
them on
wants.
Netflix. He watches them dubbed.
Yeah, dude, I
Spit
dare
on me,
you.
and I'm there going, what? It's cool.
I just want to enjoy it, man. Leave me be.
Yeah, that's it.
See it.
That's fine, dude. So,
Oh man,
we just had-
we forgot one movie.
oh, no, what? Keep going, dude, because
Ghostbusters
this
Cinema.
is still Bunny's movie
This
section,
This is
dude.
still
Doing it, yeah.
Bunny's movie. We're still in the. This is our part, Flex fans.
This is
We
his
finally
part.
got it last week. Out of nowhere, I just went for it. I was gonna do the segment, but hey.
Yeah, you're right,
this
dude.
week we actually
You're right,
got
dude.
it.
Out of nowhere, in the middle of my story, we're like, you know, it's time for my movie time. Like, well, I'm in a story, dude.
It's time for my
Whoa,
movie
chill,
time.
bunny, chill.
I'm in a
This week
story.
We're actually, we're here. So last one, Ghost of Tsushima. It's also coming, boys.
Yeah.
Still got to play that.
Hey, just wait.
Don't
just
do it,
watch
dude.
The movie, man.
There are no kappas in there. It's not
Well,
worth
why
it.
would I do that?
There are no kappas in there.
Because the movie's actually gonna be the game.
Okay.
At least they said it was gonna be. They said it was gonna be.
Kind of weird,
the
champ.
same story. I was kind of weirded out by it, but it looked like it was gonna be the same story.
I'm
So-
not with that one, dude.
I
So,
straight
yeah,
up
we'll
look at that
see.
and go, "Why? Just make it in the same world or
yeah.
like a side story."
What's the
It's-
point?
Yeah, true. But at the other hand, when I looked at it, I won't be mad because I would actually like to see the movie about it because it's such a great story. I would actually like to see it, be on the big screen.
You've already seen the story.
Yeah, I know, but it's
Yeah,
such a
you've
good
Dude,
story.
You experience it yourself with your own gameplay, dude.
Yeah, but that makes it better, dude. Give me a movie. I'll watch it again, dude. I'll throw my money.
Throw the money down.
Oh, Chewie's doing the demo level now.
Yeah, dude, I'm just killing some small monsters now.
So
For
yeah,
the submission.
thank you all for listening
But-
to Bunny's movie segment.
I'm going to continue the movie talk because I was going to
Oh,
say the best
yeah, okay, let's go,
example
let's
of
go.
that from the game would be Final Fantasy VII. They did a couple of films, I think. The best one I can think of is Revenant Child, which is a continuation to Final Fantasy VII. And so they've taken the game, all the characters in that, but putting it into the context of this is what happens afterwards. And I don't want to say anything about the story in case it spoils it because it uses, like I said, a lot of the same characters.
Spoiler
and
free, spoiler free.
Closes up on a lot of stories.
Spoiler free, boys. Don't worry.
Yeah, keep it. Yeah, keep it
Spoiler free
spoiler.
zone.
But it's to the point of even now they're thinking of remaking that like cartoon, that anime, whatever film, purely because they've got the new Final Fantasy games out. So it's an interesting one. There. And it's got no crossover, which I think is the best for game films because otherwise, what's the point? Do like if the Assassin's Creed they tried to redo out it, and they should have just done a brand new Assassin because it would fit into that world.
Yeah.
It seems very silly to try and like. I guess it's because they think it's the safe route.
Hey man, you can say what you
Is
want
this
to say
character?
about that Assassin's Creed movie, but I honestly thought it was alright. It wasn't that bad.
It was
Maybe it was a bit clumsy. Maybe the story wasn't as great, but I actually think it was alright. Hey man,
Look, dude, two different opinions
Just,
are allowed,
uh,
man. We are allowed to express our
Yeah.
opinions in the Kappa Club
we have
bar.
opinions, man. As
Mhm.
well, there's
Respect
a
them.
second one coming, so you can say what you want to say. But they're
Wait,
doing
there's
a
another
second
one coming.
Yeah, there's another one coming, dude.
Hopefully it's
Hey,
good
man.
this time.
It was alright. Come on, chill, bro.
Yeah, chill, man. I haven't seen anything, so I
you
have no
do
opinion.
Climb so high there.
Yeah, dude, I'm a crazy mountain climber. Look at
I'm just going for the full climb.
Dang.
that. I'm going on top of the mountain for some more bugs, dude. The rest of the bugs for the mission. And I guess then
Yeah.
I feel like then it's enough hunting at that point, dude. I'm gonna kind of tired, dude. It's getting late night already.
Yeah,
getting a bit late,
it is
dude.
getting quite late. Indeed, it is.
My eyelids are
Cheers.
dropping, dude. I'm snapping over here.
You've
Also,
been spending so
Man.
long climbing up this mountain. That's it. It
Just saying,
freaks you
dude.
out a bit.
the lights are still flickering, dude. I don't know whose job it is now, but it's still flickering
I mean,
since last
we all
time.
know whose job it is since that Mario Kart event, dude.
Bako, get on
Yeah.
it, get on it, Bako.
But
You lost.
We.
Nah.
That
Nah.
don't mean it's my job.
Yeah.
Just mean I lost.
We were right. We were racing.
Bunny's
for
the
main-
janitor, Chew.
Not
Come on.
anymore. No, you won, dude. You won, dude.
Not
It was when you
anymore,
and dude. Watch back a Mario Kart podcast, dude. We were doing a bet to see who would be main event, dude, and you lost. What do you mean? You're a
And I
janitor
got
now.
main event, dude.
You got many event.
So
Mm,
those lights, they're not my thing anymore.
But it's
dude.
awesome. But Bunny got his own section now, dude. The movie section.
Yeah, movie
Well,
section
right,
with Bunny,
yeah.
dude.
that's it.
You're saying,
Wonder
dude,
what
he
it's going to
lost.
be next week. What the bunny section's going to be next week, guys.
We'll look at what the Flex fans want, you know.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. Well, in the comments,
Maybe,
dude, if you have anything to talk about, sure, go for
Yeah,
it,
if you
man.
have anything to talk about, hey man, give me. Oh,
That's fine.
Oh,
No,
mistake.
no, I have to look down anyways. Did you see the red dots, dude? I already did one up there, so I'm gonna go down here for a few more
Okay.
bugs.
fair enough. Fair
I'm
enough.
a
So
professional.
yeah, but we'll
Oh,
see,
sorry,
man. Maybe next week we'll have some YouTube drama,
Ooh.
and we'll have a drama segment. I don't know, man. We'll see.
To be honest, I am still waiting for the TikTok you're gonna make, dude. So you're gonna make a TikTok for the boys. The capital of TikTok. Where is it, man?
Next week we'll have a new guest. It's gonna be
New
a
guest?
TikToker.
Yeah, so you, you are one.
It's gonna be me.
You are a TikToker, dude. But you did say
Me.
in I think CT's podcast, you're talking about you were gonna do the TikTok for capital podcast, dude. Where is it, man? Where's
yeah,
TikTok?
I
Still
did
waiting.
yeah, I did. I don't know, man. It's kind of weird. We'll see if that happens. I didn't have enough
We need
people
it.
in the comments asking for the TikTok, so
Look,
I
dude,
guess
they want it,
they're
but
not getting it.
they're too afraid to ask it, dude, because TikTok is kind of like this thing people feel like they should be ashamed
Yeah,
of.
they're afraid of that. Listen, dude. Flex fans,
Don't be
any
ashamed.
fans, Chew fans, Bacon boys, don't be ashamed. If you want the TikTok, just put it in the comments, man. I'll make you a TikTok.
If you don't want it,
Don't
he's gonna make it anyways because he wants all the promotion we can get. So
Yeah, probably too.
even if you don't want it, he has to make it. Otherwise,
Yeah,
he's gonna
I'm-
go back to the janitor
I'm
job.
I'm getting put into a corner right now. So
Otherwise, he's going back to being a janitor and fixing lights,
Listen,
flickering
dude.
lights.
that's a Mario Kart. I put that on the Mario Kart race. Ain't happening anytime soon. Still
Well.
main event.
Right.
Relax, buddy boy.
I'll have to
Sure.
add it to my list of things to do then, since I have to do everything around here. It seems.
Everything?
Thank you very
man.
much, man. Much appreciated. Much appreciated.
Who's the one that cleans the bar every day? Huh? Who's the one that made the sign for the bar? What are you talking about? You doing everything,
Okay,
huh?
no, that's fair. That's fair.
This guy, man.
Yeah. Who's doing the movie segment?
true. What I'm getting at is that me and you do everything around here.
Okay.
And Buns
okay.
is that sort of
I
like
just said movie segment.
token
man, come on.
comedy character that just gets away with doing nothing.
I can live with that. I can live with that.
Okay.
But not for long though, because at some point he's gonna do something. Otherwise, he's out, dude.
That's
out.
it.
Be
We
a
just
riot.
replace him next season with
Riot.
another comedy character. that's
Yeah,
it.
just replace me, but please replace me with Vin Diesel.
If you can, for sure, dude. If he's done, yeah, we can
You know
do
what?
this.
Yeah,
If
if Vin
someone
Diesel wants to
plays
come on,
Bunny, if
we'll play.
someone plays Bunny in season 2, I want to at least be Vin Diesel.
How about Dwayne The Rock Johnson, huh? Wouldn't that be a
Okay,
better,
I can live with that.
better
Yeah,
fit?
he looks like me.
He does look like you a lot, dude.
Oh, and-
Except for the muscle, of course.
yeah.
I feel like
Except
that's the
some
thing that he
muscle,
looks
the
like
good
me.
looks.
No,
everything.
I mean, you have more than him, dude. That's what I mean. You have more muscle than Dwayne The Rock
Oh,
Johnson.
yep. Yep. Yep, that's definitely true.
Compared to you, dude, he's just a chopstick, dude. Ain't nothing
Very
you can
true,
do. Maybe one day, Flex Bunny versus the Dwayne The Rock Johnson, dude. Boxing match.
I wouldn't be surprised,
Oh,
dude. I
I'd
wouldn't
love
be
to see
surprised.
that. Quickest
We all love
KO
to see that.
ever.
We all love to see
Yeah,
that.
dude. Pour the Rock, dude.
He had
Dwayne's
so
not
much to
gonna
live
know what
for, and
happened
Bunny
to him,
was
dude.
let loose at him. Yeah, sure.
That must have Bunny.
So,
Seeing as
with
I'm
that, boys,
taking to the
I
village.
think we need to close up, don't we? Yeah, we need to finish this. So, big thank you to everyone tuning in, of course. We love each one of you, whether you're a Flex fan, part of the Chew crew, or a Bacon boy. Until next time, stay safe. We'll see you soon.
Bye bye.